Are you clueless when attacking Theme Park and you have no idea on how to even get in the building? In this video, you will learn how to approach every objective, and additionally, I'll touch the topic of going a bit more advanced for the competitive teams. With having said all this, timestamps are available, and let's get going. Theme Park is a map that is defender-sided as it forces you to clear out the whole map, no matter for where you are pushing. Sure, there are some strats that don't rely on the full map control, but these are less consistent attacks. The biggest obstacle is how to get in the building, as if you will start to be pushing from the first floor, you won't be able to push second floor. Pushing through Kafe's sides gives you two possible entrances, Kafe's door as well as Arcade's window. And finally, on the polar side, going from balcony is going to be a nightmare if defenders are heavily contesting it. Let's attack Armory Throne, as all other attacks will have the same start, which is balcony and security's hatch push. At the start of the preparation phase, make sure to get a drone on the balcony, or even in cache if possible, so you know if cache and the top dragon is clear. You should expect at least 2 if not 3 defenders contesting you on the top. Someone might be in the toilet, and the others around Initiation, Bunk, and Day Care. The toilet guy will be pushed away with a repel guy on its window. Aside from pushing the toilet, you need to pressure security by just opening up the hatch. Against 5 stacks, you might even need a defender by the top dragon, so denying him from maintenance door is recommended, such as frags, flashbangs, etc. Getting cache control is the first step. The next step is to get control of office so you can make crossfires onto initiation from office. You will do so by opening up wall between office and cache, even if that means using a hard breach. Keep in mind that lag levels over there, not only defenders can see you in the cache but also can impact trick your hard breaching too, if you put it on the south side. There are a lot of if cases here. For example, what if there's a rotation between top yellow and office? What if there's a shield involved and a rotation to yellow stairs? In one video, that will be simply too much of information, so if you guys like to see a specific video about it, let me know down in the comment section. Now you can put crossfires onto initiation and get initiation in control, which is just halfway down of a full mission. Similarly as when we rotate the takers from Villa's bedroom to study balcony to open up the study walls. It is now recommended to rotate one guy to Kafe while having the rest of the team pushing out Bunk and the top yellow. And finally, Day Care in this order. The Kafe guy is there to pick 3 kills, as he will cover up the rotations. Getting this in control shouldn't be hard, as most of the utility will be in the office pointing cache. When you have done this, you can start focusing on objective and the maintenance walls. However, make sure to keep your flanks covered for the entirety of the time. You can see the majority of both objectives from vertical. To see Throne, you will need Buck and Zofia or Ash. Don't forget to use this hatch for additional pressure. When you establish vertical control, you may start to opening up maintenance wall, as bandit or Kai tricking can be stopped vertically or horizontally over the walls. Having said this, these holes can be used for impact tricking, so be careful. Finally, when you have opened up the wall, plenty behind the throne should win you the round. Alternatively, if you don't have zone to open up vertically, smoking off Armory's side and then planting is also viable. However, you will have to push with at least 2 if not 3 people through the throne, so you can clear out the whole people in throne during the smoke grenade. One more way of pushing this side is by opening up yellow walls, but that requires a full map control. This push will be a lot more consistent as long angles favors the takers in the most situations, and by opening up yellow walls, you're denying all of the anchor spots in the objectives. But getting the map control is another 30 to 60 seconds use. Since we'll have similar or same procedure for the other 3 objectives, let's just recap. Push on the balcony with the help of the toilet window, get the control of the office and make crossfires to initiation. Rotate someone to Kafe and collapse the rest second floor roamers. I have also made a step-by-step with operators how to roam clear on this side, but as well as other maps. Make sure to check out the top right corner if interested. Usually I keep the least favorite objective last, but since lab and storage will have the same attack on the top, we will do it first. You might see less utility in initiation and more utility in the bunk or daycare. For that reason, having an attacker repelling on breaks window is recommended, instead of having Kafe as pusher. You might also face reinforcement between initiation and bunk, so opening up these is a must. So again, you will have 2 crossfires onto the defenders, from break as well as from the east side. When you get top floor control, then you need to apply vertical pressure onto toilet and both objectives. You can rotate someone to tellers to cover yellow's hole. That way you'll be able to vault in the toilet and clear out the corner guy, because you cannot kill him from the top unless you perfectly toss a frag grenade. Speaking slightly more about vertical, you might need to enter in daycare to deal with the rest of the lab defenders. Let's go for initiation and office. The issue of this hold is that defenders can contest mediocre Kafe and heavily can contest cash and security. So having the one guy rotating to Kafe won't be as powerful as we did on the first attack. Your starting point is again to get the control of initiation and office. Against 5 stacks, expect long range utility investment, from bunk towards all the way to security. So the crossfires from the office won't help you that much. Speaking about that, against the same teams, you will have to be able to push out the global shield by default, which can be hard and extremely time consuming, especially if they were early pressuring you on the balcony. I will recommend you an operator for the first time, Montaigne. Montaigne will help you to way easier push anyone involved, but as well as to get initiation in control, and to later push in the bunk. Aside from Monty, if you don't want to bring him, you will have to deal with the shield and possibly 2 players, one behind the vault and the other one on the top yellow. You can be trying to smoke off angles to fight one angle at a time, or you can use Capito, or similar techniques. If initiation is given for free, such as if there are reinforcements between objective and initiation, get in there before office, so you can form crossfires onto office. Now for the execute, you will have to open up bank's wall, but as well as open up office to top yellow walls. You will also need a player repelling on the breaks window. And why is all this? Your target is to plant by this corner. Having yellow walls open means you'll be able to play passive like this. And if your plant gets denied, it cannot be denied from below, that guy can push into the daycare as you'll be forced to go for the kills. Initiation wall being open allows your planter to plant there, but also allows you to have someone watching the plant against the arcade's door. Later on, also allows break repel guy to repel in if possible. The repel guy can see all the way to our daycare, disallowing that rotation. Your planter is now super safe, and the moment you manage to plant, you have won the round. Sadly, this execute requires minimum of 3 people alive. Planter, repelled guy, and someone covering arcade's hallway door. The yellow guy is just extra, as the repelled guy can watch that door as well. This objective can also be attacked from Kafe's side and vertical, yellow or arcade stairs. Usually Monty is brought for Kafe push or arcade stairs push, so if you want to surprise defenders with a bit unique setup, feel free to go for that one. And let's talk about office and initiation. You'll face defenders by box and toilet, as they have to hold that area as much as possible. So the toilet repel, the maintenance guy, is a must this time. Also, this time you don't need to get inside of the office. When you get the control of the top dragon, vault over the dragon window so you can open up initiation walls facing security. Then with the help of the smoke grenades, you will be able to plant behind this. You need to have someone in the hallway so you can cut all the rotations to initiation from office. Also have someone watching initiation push. This is a short idea of how to do this push, but if you want to be slightly more consistent, then you will have to push defenders from daycare, or at least to contest them and force them to worry about the multiple angles. Having 2 people pushing for Kafe's side is recommended, but where to push? It is very hard to tell. If they extended themselves a lot on the top, then you might use the first floor stairs to push from the different sides, like have one player pushing Kafe and the other guy pushing arcade stairs, or yellow stairs and Kafe's window or door. Usually pushing just one dimensional is a death sentence, and if you do not manage to plant via smokes, the round is over. So pushing through Kafes is recommended, as well as pushing to initiation.